I've done so many weird things. Anybody ever watch League of Super Evil?
Yes.
Okay, that's too weird. I love that show. I've done two things in my entire career. When Beast Wars was on, I watched it. Yeah. I didn't care that I was in it. That was a good show. I was like, I can get home Thursday watch my show. I love the little mouse. I know. Shut up. But League of Super Evil was fun because it's the world's worst supervillains. Headed up by yours truly, Voltar, who's a little dude about that big. I would not be denied. And then when the pizza gets here 10 minutes late, we get free pizza. You hear that, Steve? They're idiots. Why is it to be called idiot? We're on some channel. We did cover the whole ADOS thing, right? Squirrels! At least there's no lights, man. I've done this before where they've had like flashing lights on the side, dude. This is a bad idea. This is a seriously bad idea. Yes?
Do you remember the show in which you played Ash Williams from Evil Dead?
I did? I was pleased. That was a fun show. I am proud to say that I was happy. That's going to be facsimile in the X-Files episode. I don't know what it was like. My sister was stolen by aliens. It's like, could you do any less? No, I can't. I've got the microphone pressed into my forehead and I'm just thinking, oh, look who comes waltzing in all late in their own time. They don't call, they don't write. It's all right, your mother and I, we were. Oh good, I haven't yelled yet today. Let me know when. Yeah. Part of our show. Yeah, beautiful young lady right there. Sorry, and I'm going to be Mr. Rude. Just go, and see, I love this one. It's like, me? Yeah, now you who's doing this. And you got 8 people going, good? Yes. On what? Sergeant Frog. On Sergeant Frog? What? This is that awkward moment. No, it's not Brett Michaels. Where are you wrong, goddamn panel? Pardon me?
Were you ever Guerrero on Sergeant Frog?
It was a wonderful experience. I was working with a cast of highly respected professionals and I love them all. With the help of the baby Jesus. Got in there, we gave it 110%. We did everything we could to win, we just got outplayed by the other team. I'm sorry. See, that was a very Canadian moment. I'm sorry. When Canadians know, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Until you give them rye whiskey. Pound you down. If you come up with another one, I'll answer anything else.
Okay,
oh, she's like, Dragon Ball's Dragon Ball. That one I did. Piccolo, Jace, Karoli, Majin Buu, Old Kai, South Kai, Dr. Brief, Android 16, Android something or other. Farmer in Field. There's a trading card. I've signed one. It's cool. That was the longest run. We did that show, and this is while it was also being done down here. 10 years. One series. And then it was like, oh, I haven't seen the next one. I'm like, no. What? It's done. Did it end? last letter of the alphabet product coming out soon from Canada here. But you didn't hear that from me, you two. Yes. Oh, there was so much screaming in that show that we did actually pass out a lot. She's not even listening now. Because that show was just, because you never knew, we didn't see the scripts. It's yelling time again. So you get like, okay, huge battle epic, 60 pages of, floating in the air was like, nobody punches that fast. And we didn't know. You just feel like page after page after page after page. It's the nice thing about kites. And now I've watched it preached. I've got cons with that now. Because I was going like, why do people keep asking me to yell Dodge? It's not in the parking lot, it's a Dodge! Favorite candy, nerd! I am not a goddamn Yoshi! You gotta watch a bridge, man. I'm like, oh my god, that's funnier than the effort. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are doing the seminar on how to get attention in a crowd, this is a good start. Glaring things will get the shiny attention.
What is your advice on...
Don't.
I really want to be a voice actor. I'm in theater school and everything. So how do you start?
You started the right way. Right now when you said you were in theater school. God, I'm going to get all sincere now. You can edit this crap out later. Because of affairs of sincerity is everything, of course. And once you've learned to fake that, you've got to fake it. I teach back home occasionally, and I meet a lot of people. You know, a lot of people, they go, oh my God, I want to be a voice actor. And I meet a lot of people that do a lot of voices. A lot of people do a lot of my voices. Guess what? I do them better. I do a perfect, you know, Homer Simpson, but guess what? There's one person that does it better than I'll ever do it, and he's getting the money. But, you know, if you can do 437 different voices, awesome. If you can't act, you don't work. If you do one voice and you're a great actor, especially in anime. I mean, anime is kind of a sideline for me, but a lot of the stuff done in here, it's not about being a vocal acrobat, it's about being... So the two words, you know, voice actor. Punk. The reason Mel Blanc was so great was he never ever created a voice. Mel Blanc always, despite of what my therapist tells me, I know now that rabbits can't talk. Because he created characters. He created characters. You know, no matter how far, if it's a small blob of crime-fighting wasabi or, you know, pan-galactic space flurfer or... It doesn't matter what you do. Voice work is kind of, the vocal thing is, I hate to say secondary because it's also my living. But you must be an actor first, you must create characters, and going to theater school is the best damn thing you can do. Because then once you get out of there, and you go through the 3 years of therapy, and you forget all that crap they taught you, and you realize that you knew how to do it in the first place, then you step out into the world as an actor.
How do you go about getting those gigs and start?
Oh, hell, I ain't telling you that. That, I'm not the best person to ask because I do not work and or live in America. I live and or work in Canada, which is different. Particularly, you know, in terms of anime down here, it's done, most of it is primarily Funimation, I guess, in TV, which is sort of in-house, one place. Now, having said that, if you're ready, and this means you have done your homework, and, you know, you're just not just sort of showing up and going, okay, here I am. You like me? You know, be ready to work. But they do have, I know they have open auditions there quite regularly. What the hell was that weird sound? This is the second part to getting attention, is have 9 of your friends all do this to you. But, you know, from my point of view, it's like getting together, getting ready, learning how to do it. You need to, I can give you the Canadian point of view, right? Because it's all full on union and, you know, it's the big show. It's a little bit like LA. So, you know, you need to have an agent. You need to have a demo, which, for God's sake, keep it short. If you think I'm ADD, meet the producers. You know, if you're putting together a demo, a minute and 15 seconds is probably about 6 seconds too long. If you can do 4,322 different characters, that's awesome. Don't put them all on the tape. Pick 4, pick 5, but pick the 4 and 5 that show what you can do. You know, little vocal tricks is something when I'm teaching. It's like something I call the toolbox. And this is not so much character, but you need to, like, DBZ every day would be in there and they'd go like, oh, by the way, you're also playing this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. We've got no time to talk about it. Go, beep, 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 wah. So sometimes you just have to be able to win. So you do 2 voices. You do some sort of a low voice, you do some sort of a high voice. You've got 2 characters. 2 voices anyway. Now, you decide to watch a Red Dwarf marathon. And suddenly you realize that you do this perfect Manchester accent. You're always ready about it. So you combine that. Well, now you don't have 2 voices, now you got 4. Suddenly you go, you know, you stick a lateral lisp in there somewhere? Well, now your 4 is now 8. 16, 32, and then you start cross-referencing, and then you start putting 3, 4, 5 together. You have what I call the toolbox. Do you watch Beast Wars?
Yep.
I love you. Going in, all the bad guys, everybody's doing the bad guys. Doug Parker, who was casting. This is the genius of a good casting director. I go in, I'm like, read for everybody, because that's my thing. Read for every character. The more spaghetti you throw at the wall, boom, the more chance somebody is going to stick. I have played women, I have played them all. They're like, you don't want to audition after me, by the way. I'm just saying. Because I will read for everything. But where was I going? Oh, so, you know, everybody's going, bad guys sound like bad guys. Then he goes, use your bubble voice. And it's a voice I used to be, you know, it's like, hi, boss, it's me, how are you? And I'm like, yeah, but he's like, yeah, well, take that. Now make him a bad guy. And I look and I go, oh God, he's a wasp, thank you. And then, you know, of course, he ended up becoming an idiot as well. So that was just from them watching me. But, you know, that was the thing of going, take that, add this onto it, throw a dash of that, you know, put a little Peter Lorre, and you just, bam, you do the world's best John Wayne, and it actually sounds like Carol Channing. Awesome. So you can do impressions, and they're perfect. They can't use them. But it's always ways to come up with new. I mean, I'm stressing the importance of being an actor first, but I'm also telling you my stuff, which tends to be a little more, you know, I hear sounds, and I don't even think about it. I just suddenly go, oh, that's a weird sound. Where does that live? Where is that? You know, hey, there's a voice. Yeah, I know. What am I, a freaking clown? It's you know, finding places where they live. That's all part of the toolbox, right? You go, I can shift 7 different gears through my head to make 7 different things happen. Then you combine that with all the other. Oh, I'm actually really kind of getting into this. Throw something at me if I go too long.
It's very helpful. Thank you.
This is how to be a voice actor 101. Really, you just gotta know people. If you can get a chance to get into studios and watch, I mean, everything I know I learned from working with amazing people. In dubbing, it's a little more difficult, but I don't know if Funimation would let you come in and watch or not. They probably would. I mean, they're awesome people, and they're open to always fun because they're such a production. They've got a factory. They want as many good people as they can. So anyway, long story short, just go bug them and see when they do auditions. I moved to Canada. So does somebody have a question over here? Sorry, we're out of time.
It's an odyssey in person. I've seen it a million times on YouTube, but I'm glad you were able to make it down here.
It's exactly the same stuff he does on YouTube every time. Now he's going to tell the story about farting in the studio. I'm sorry.
I know Cat's Readers is a certain show, that unlinked show, where you play a really green character. Yeah. Myself and of course, online community really want to know, did you ever revisit that flaw, or did you guys not get that far?
We did not get that far.